Maro is an interesting choice here, Naisu.
Definitely is. We'll see how that ends up changing the maybe play style. I know we've seen Maro for so long, but as we jump into the land of Dawn here for this game at #1, once again, nothing to lose for either of these teams. So how do they adjust to this? How do they go about this game? We already talked about the dynamic that could change. You know, of course, now that they brought out Maro for this lineup for Twisted Minds, and over on the other side, Team Spirit, man, after a rough series, I'd say, from what we saw with Team Liquid, adjustment-wise, you know, they might as well just bring back what some of the basics were that they had before. We're going to take a short break here, of course, while they get things situated. Looks like it could be Maro, the one that has to get things fixed out here. But, man, still, I would say definitely with these lineups, some changes, of course, going on. But the team compositions, I love to see it. I know, you know, some people might not feel so well about the alpha right now from what we've seen, but I'm glad to see the lineup that we get to see brought out from Team Spirit this time around. I think they should be able to make this work.
It feels like definitely for Team Spirit, the fact that they haven't been able to utilize a lot of the assassins in the jungle, it's kind of been a nerf towards Team Spirit, right? Why they were able to find so much success as well back in M5 when they were called Theo's Fault was because they were able to utilize the utility jungle so well, play it disciplinedly and play with the macro. Now that it's a bit more skirmish heavy, now that it does, you know, kind of give you a massive advantage, if you can play the assassins, it's a big disadvantage for the side of Team Spirit because they're the ones always having to ban these assassins out in the drafting phase. And technically, they're always put in a very uncomfortable spot, you know, up against these damage dealers, super crazy damage output from Team Liquid Echo earlier as well, up against Team Spirit. And it just feels like the super fast-paced gameplay, it doesn't feel that, you know, effective for Team Spirit at least.
Do you think it's partly due to the fact here, Mirko, that, I mean, some teams maybe just haven't adjusted as quick as they wanted to? You know, I mean, like, you had plenty of time, really, I feel like, going into MSC, but we're still seeing some teams opt for these utility picks and stay for that, you know, and I guess the biggest change is when we talked about this earlier, like some of the teams that, if they don't bring out the assassins, they then bring out, like, Alpha, you know, or some of these other heroes that are bring that, it's like a little bit of aggression, but then still they kind of fall off later portion of the game. And so I think the teams that we're seeing rewarded the most, man, are the ones that have that, I don't know, risk-reward factor where they go for these assassin picks, you know, for the most part. Now, on the other side, too, you have to look, because the Fredrin is locked in here, and it's a Fredrin versus an Alpha with a Warcry emblem, mind you. You know, it should be the Alpha for Maro that does have the upper hand for some of this.
I think now, though, you can definitely see for Team Spirit at least, they're trying to make that adjustment happen, right? They're already going for a more damage output, team fight, kind of skirmish, high-paced gameplay now with their composition, with Hiko getting on, I would say, this is the first time we've seen Hiko on a winning matchup, on a hero that wants to go for the snowball and the fights early on. And also for Maro, we were talking about, you know, if Maro isn't really comfortable on the assassins, maybe another damage output hero that could fit his style would be the Alpha, and he does pick up the Alpha now. So I would say it's still within his comfort zone. Also for Bomba, this was the hero that he was able to pop off on back in M5. Sanji going to be zoned away from this minion wave.
Okay, so he's zoned out. You know, at this point, like we said, usually, hold on, Sanji?
A lot of damage placed down. Sanji gonna be forced back very, very low. Super crazy plays in the bottom lane.
Yeah, already aggressive, you know, very aggressive, but that's kind of what we expect, where things are kind of falling into place, especially early on in the meta right now. With the first turtle being up here, both junglers having that level 4 build. Cuffin also has it, but now they got the little XP they needed.
Good blast. Over with the taunt as well. Maro getting a few vengeance. Reset. Sawa walking up again, posturing up, trying to zone Hoda away from this turtle, and they will be able to do so, baiting out the Eternal Guard. And now the penalty zone right into the Minion Fury and the flicker to knock Maro off. First blood over to Kid Bomba as Maro will fall as well. Bomba just recalling in his face as he picks that double kill up.
Yeah, Kid Bomba's going to go ahead and do that. I mean, at least, you know, he's feeling a little bit better in this game to start with. We're going to take a look at the replay brought to us by STC. You see a great penalty zone again into the Minion Fury. Really good layering of these ultimates being utilized. And then, like we said, Revenge Strike able to get that revenge for Kid Bomba. Picks up the double already. So when we're talking about the lane matchups, man, XP Lane having the 2 kills over the Paquito might be enough to go ahead and keep the Paquito contained, I'd say.
For sure. I think at this point as well, Team Spirit, they're going to be able to find so much more room around the map. The fact that they got the prio in the XP so early on, up against a Paquito, Sanji, he should be able to actually get that prio when it comes to just wave clear in the lane. But the fact that, you know, obviously Kid Bomba got it first, he was able to rotate quicker. Maro wasn't able to get level 4 because obviously then for Cuffin, he was kind of forced to stay in the mid lane to hold off a lot of the pressure that was coming from the rest of Team Spirit.
You know, I guess one of the things that I've been seeing since watching Team Spirit really play here is part of the playstyle that's changed from them. I know the guys on the panel are saying, oh, hold on, Retri already used. Sanji should be fine.
He doesn't have to flicker, but he has those dashes.
Okay, so going back to it, you know, they talked about this on the analyst desk here for a bit. And the playstyle difference that we're seeing from Team Spirit, I think I agree. You know, it's been time that they don't have the time to adjust throughout these group stages. They are very brutal, if I say. And with that, I think when you look at the playstyle that they're bringing to this game #1 already in the series, it's an adjustment that they made just from today alone. It's too bad, you know, that they aren't going to get to go on forward because Twisted Mind and Team Spirit, the way that they play in this game is already really resembling of how they've learned throughout the group stage.
And now they're on the second turtle again, trying to push the pace here. Sunset Lever dishing a lot of damage. Maro now with the flicker forward with the final slash. Brings Salo down, but Kid Bomba is able to displace them with the penalty zone. Maro jumps in with the vengeance as well as Sanji comes in with a knockout strike and a few dashes. Kid Bomba displaced into the Curse Blast as two-man stun connect with a taunt as well. Now with the vengeance, but a minute Fury goes in. The Appraiser's Wrath still dealing damage. Kid Bomba is able to sustain with the War Axe that he bought earlier. It's still a 1-for-1 trade. Both roamers taken down.
And that's the body of Smith or the body of Kid Bomba because he did not go down at all. And now Hiko's going to fire back against Sano.
He dashed out of his own Zaman Force, so he'll be forced back there by Sano. Good read by Sano to actually get off that angle. Again, Hoda trying his best to enter that turtle pit to go for a cheeky little steal, but Maro's a bit too consistent with that retreat. Now with the Spear of Alpha, zoning him down, melting the HP bar. The Appraiser's Wrath still comes down, but it's not enough to get him extra HP. Sunset Lover, what happened in the mid lane? He got knocked up and sliced up.
Yeah, he got taken out, but you know, this is really the struggle of Fredrin right now, where he's sitting in this place. He's having such a difficult time in the current metagame, which is weird because he was on top for so long. And even for Hoda here, you know, you're thinking concussive blast, that works great. You're trying to keep up with the alpha in the jungle, but you know, back when we used to see the Fredrin roll with the Brave Smite, sometimes that Appraiser's Wrath might have given enough health to extend the fight, and then maybe Sanji could have helped him. But so far, Fredrin, man, has been struggling to find a footing in the current pace of things. Meanwhile, on the other side, you know, Marl hasn't gotten any kills, but he's fine because he's put enough pressure in getting these objectives for Team Spirit.
Okay, Bomba walking up now. Swinging the hammer, goes for the penalty zone, gets canceled out with final slash too, but now gets the motivation roar, and Maro will be forced out away. Gets zoned in by the penalty zone, isolated from the team, and now Kid Bomba 5-0. That's a big Bomba.
That's a big Bomba. He does not go down. Right now, no matter how many times Twisted Minds has tried, they just cannot solve this puzzle. Mid lane though.
Stolen final slash to get Cuffin away, to taunt now to peel away for Cuffin in the mid lane. They're able to get Cuffin to a safe spot. Meanwhile, up top, Zaman Force popped in. Hiko trying to go for the outplay. Asano goes for the Lycan form and now gets caught. But will be able to dodge away from the Synchro Fission. Sunset Lover and Marl. They smell blood in the water. Sano, he's going to have to recall a bit further back there on the tier 2. Good Spear of Alpha to threaten the kill. And Sano almost chose to recall in the wrong spot.
I was going to say, he was cutting it close. So far, yeah, Miracle, man, there's been fight after fight, and I feel like this is becoming more of the norm. You know, every single lane has something happening, and really you don't have that slow buildup right now, because at least with these two teams here fighting for this turtle is not going to happen because Team Spirit has controlled most of it. Mid lane again.
Maro has the flicker, goes for the final slash. It's going to be sidestep. Maro goes for the vengeance. Flickers out as the Eternal Guard comes down. Sunset Lover steals away the Lycan form. Try to go for the last hit there as Sanji just keeps on cutting the waves in the bottom lane. He's going to be recalling Sawo. What a read. Straight with a flicker into the Zaman Force, into the Synchro Fission. Say goodbye to Sanji. He gets punished for cutting the wave.
This is a very different Team Spirit, at least we're seeing in the series. Kid Bomba, like we said, So difficult to kill here. Even with multiple members, he's able to just take it on. Sunset Lover, though, will take the final slash.
Spear of Alpha. Now, oh, Morrow losing all of his HP straight into Morrow's final slash of that spear. My goodness.
Morrow finds Morrow.
Morrow finds Morrow. Morrow finds Morrow.
You know, and with that team spirit, they will go ahead and get that turret down in the mid lane. This is perfect timing for them, by the way, because this will lead into that first Lord about a minute away from this. You know, with this kind of lead, too, that they've got themselves, you know, 6,000, almost 7,000 gold ahead. Just look at the difference here, of course, between Kid Bomba and Sanji.
Who you got?
I got to go with the Bomba, man.
You got to go with the Bomba? I thought Sanji was, you know, your guy, you know, because he's in Liquid. Oh, it's Twisted Minds Sanji. Okay.
That's the other Sanji. He's got the 2 eyes.
He's got the 2 eyes, you know? Sanji? Sanji.
I think that's how we can go with that, you know? Definitely. But hey, to be honest, Sanji is a big point in turning this thing around, I feel like, because Paquito so far, we saw the playmaking potential we saw from the last series, you know, against Team Spirit on what could happen there. So Sanji, on this time around, although it is a different part of the Sand duo, he could be a crucial part in winning some of these fights. But look at, I think the biggest thing now that the War Axe is picked up by Kid Bomba, this makes it even more difficult to kill this kind of unkillable Rizzler right now, this Terizla, man.
He's all up in your face. Now he can't even be killed. He can sustain back up just with a few swings. He already had the Brave Smite.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Marl's just going to get rid of this Lord. That's Team Spirit with the first Lord taken away with no problems whatsoever. But Twisted Minds do find a trade on the other side of the map. Sanji again pushing it in, but this time he's learned his mistake. You know, maybe don't stay too long around the mirror play there with the cross map play. So he recalls away. But taking a look at the in-game equipment, it's the Hunter Strike and the Sea Halberd. So still a lot of respect to the sustain that Team Spirit have, but not a lot of respect to the damage that Team Spirit have, right? Because he only has a Steel Leg Plates and a Warrior Boots. I don't think it's going to be enough for Sanji, especially considering he wants to be up in the faces of Team Spirit.
Yeah, and with this, you're seeing this happen time and time again. Team Spirit going to go ahead and take the resources now from Twisted Minds. They still have Lord going up top too. I don't know, man. Do you think Twisted Minds actually has enough to go ahead and defend through the first push even, despite the gap they're feeling in the items?
I think it really depends if they can make a big play happen. If Morrow can display some of the core members, maybe Hiko, Sunset Lover, then yeah. But even then, right? Kid Bomba can just go with the penalty zone. Spear of Alpha as well, and that's exactly what I was talking about. If you get picked up before the siege even happens. Now it's 4v5. Only one ultimate used up. The Holy Defense used up. Morrow gets a big final slash into the Eternal Guard. But now it's going to be Sawo who tries to go for the re-engage as well into the back line. With him in his Fury, he has a penalty zone right to the Spear of Alpha. Connects to the back. Morrow decimating Twisted Minds. But Sano and Hoda will still be able to escape as Team Spirit walk out of the base.
And at this point, Twisted Minds have to pay attention to so many things being thrown at them from Team Spirit, whether it's the Spear of Alpha, whether it's Kid Bomba with the penalty zone, and not even mentioning Salo with Minoan Fury. There's so many forced entry points. Zaman Force already used to take down that base turret top side from Twisted Minds. They find themselves down at one turret. They're still in the game, though, but it's really slipping out of hand. 10,000 gold behind. Just looking at the items, how far they are in terms of just defensive items even that they need to kind of withstand that forced entry coming out from Team Spirit. And right now, the battle for just the buff alone, they cannot even enter that zone. So really, you know, when you're thinking about this, Morrow, is he the only guy that can actually start these fights up for Twisted Minds with the final slash?
I don't know. At this point, it really comes down to that final slash. I don't really see any way they could go for another form of initiation, right? It's really all down to Morrow. And even then, like we saw earlier, you get a final slash. That's cool and all. And then the Minotaur walks up, flickers forward. There's a penalty zone as well to stop you from really collapsing on all the members that get caught by the final slash. It was really only the Eternal Guard that was able to combo in together with the final slash to taunt them and to, you know, try to find any sort of value with that kind of pick. It's just so tough at this point, even for Twisted Minds to walk out of their own base. Feels like they're getting suffocated now slowly but surely by Team Spirit as they freeze up the waves, now deciding to shove it in as Morrow gets chunked for even entering his own purple buff. Say goodbye to the Lord. Team Spirit taking it away in the 12th minute of the game. That's an enhanced one.
Yeah, this is enhanced, and this is once again Twisted Minds on the defense. Backs against the wall. They had a couple key item pickups too. That was also a Malefic Roar for Sanji. But I think even then, the question is still there. Even if they get a setup, Sano now picking that up as well, do they have enough to withstand that initial burst and crowd control already? Look at this. Look at Hiko. He's completely online. Divine Glaive, Holy Crystal. That's enough to just make Twisted Minds worry about it themselves, how they deal with Hiko, how they get through all of this. But they still have a little more time to farm up what they can, and really, you know, goes back to the question, man. Roger in the gold lane has been difficult. I feel like, I'm not sure specifically the win rate, but we saw this all through the wildcards into here in the group stage. And now they have to defend.
Stolen Final Slash. The Final Slash connects on the tool. There, now with Menace Fury flickering forward, finding 5, but there's no follow-up from the rest of the team. That was displaced earlier by Maro on the Final Slash flicker. Still for Team Spirit, unable to clear the waves properly to actually manipulate it to crash in together. So
good
it'll
defense.
come in one by one. Great defense by Twisted Minds. Maro, again, trying to go for the final slash. Finds it on Kid Bamba. Displaces it right into the Eternal Guard and the Curse Blast. But it only baits Maro in with a vengeance into the Zaman Force. And Hiko gets rid of him. Now another wave in the bottom lane. Still going to be worked down upon Sanji. Tries to go for the knockout strike. And Eternal Guard comes down towards Hiko. Gets the wave cleared out, and Twisted Minds, they live to see another day.
Okay, Twisted Minds actually did a great job there, defending with that whole situation, and then also being down nearly 10,000 gold. I gotta say, successful defense from the Twisted Minds. And with that, they buy themselves more time. And all that really means for them is that they can go ahead, farm up. They need these defensive items. They really need to be allowed to play into what Team Spirit's throwing at them. And so far, as they buy themselves some more minutes, you're going to see here items falling into place. Oracle's also there. Yeah, there's a whole lot of magic resist available because also playing against the Eternal Guard, they're going to shove Hoda out. Still looking for the buff if he can get it, but it's not going to grab it at all.
Look at that.
A ton of shield, man.
The shield. Oh,
Maro, okay, he's out.
Shh, you don't know.
He got out.
No, he got out, you know. Hiko didn't realize. It's okay, it's okay. We'll make them confused there, you know. But at this point, yeah, for Twisted Minds, it's really all about scaling up. But even then, I don't know, if they go to the late game, it doesn't feel like they have any crazy hyper carries in the late game either, you know?
If this wasn't Roger, then maybe. Like, maybe if this was like a Claude or a Natan.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's a big play-making potential. The problem with the Roger in the gold lane is, like, even late game, if you get there and you entry into this lineup that Team Spirit has, there's a high tendency that you just get knocked up and stopped.
Yeah, I have to agree there. You know, there's not really much Sano can do in these skirmishes in the dive. He's really going to have to wait for the rest of the team to actually bait out some of the resources. And Sanji up top, like informed, stolen by Sunset Lever. Now that's going to be Sao walking up. Hoda is going to be deleted. Maro gets a 3-man final slash in the back line. Get caught by the penalty zone. Bamba is just making things work in the back all alone. Doesn't matter. He's the man. He's the Bamba. He's the kid.
He hasn't died, you know, and he's been a huge part of this game number 1 already. As he goes ahead, takes a bunch of shots, he's just going to heal that back up again with a Brave Smite and that War Axe. And it looks like Team Spirit might be looking to march this one in.
Sanji and now caught out by the Spear of Alpha. Team Spirit will walk them down straight in the base. Hiko picks up an unstoppable as they secure game number 1.
Game number 1 taken for Team Spirit. Smelling like some Team Spirit here in this best of 2. Again, nothing to lose here for them. They might as well just play their best still. As you're seeing it, Kid Bamba. A lot to say here, of course. Again, with that matchup, Terizla on point, 0 deaths. And he started off, man, with that double kill he got early on. Really just proving the point that, you know, if he does get his hands on some of these signature heroes, gets to play the game, he's going to be a pivotal point for the team. So let's go ahead and have this broken down further by the gentleman on the stand.
Thank you very much, Naisu, as well as Mirko. Break it, we shall. Few things that we have to talk about. Number 1, like Naisu said, it looks like Team Spirit for this one, they've gotten a little bit more comfortable compared to the other matches. And one of the bigger things is that this time they got the Terizla.
And again, I think this just fits our whole thesis statement prior to the game starting. Team Spirit, these dudes, they need time to acclimate to the metagame, how far they can take their aggressive playstyle.
I agree with number 1, but I'm still waiting for number 2.
Wait, what?
You said number 1.
First
for number 2.
And then what's...
Oh, the number 2 is the Terizla.
Okay. Well, which I also agree.
Yeah.
Which I also agree. Today is not a day of disagreement because I feel like Terizla for Kid Bomba is not only a good meta hero, it's very strong in the lane. It kind of feels like there's no hero that can match up against the Terizla. Additionally, it just provides so much when it comes to neutral objectives, and that's what we saw from Kid Bomba. Now, if you snowball, if you get your War Axe, that means that you can easily walk around the river so that you can be more impactful. So I think it was a snowball after snowball. Terizla is a strong hero. I am still in shock that this is the first time that we'll see Kid Bomba in the Terizla today.
Possibly the only time we'll see him. Because, again, in Game 2, I have a strong feeling that they'll actually ban it out or steal it away, put it in the hands of Sanji. Because despite being very capable on the Paquito, I think he'd rather steal away one of Kid Bomba's top picks and alight a little bit of the pressure from his teammates. Because in that last clip, prior to the stats actually showing, I did not see a player as exasperated as Maro was.
Oh, yeah.
He was doing so much to try and save his team and set up plays from the wrath of Team Spirit, but all he could do after the game was like, oh.
You know, there's always that rule that we say in pros, like, no matter the setup, no matter how good the setup is, if there's no follow-up, it means nothing. And I think that's what I saw from Maro. Really good connection and really good usage of the spells with the Fire
Slash.
Slash.
Frustrated, man.
Exactly, but there wasn't any follow-up.
Yeah, like
that's
Look at there.
here.
Yeah.
Like again, the setup was good. Like he used the conceal, turn around. It's like no one sees me here. You guys know the final slash was going to be the starting slash. He slashed it up, but
No.
nothing else. There's nothing else.
And
So,
maybe it actually is the final slash because there was nothing else after it.
with that being said, we gotta look at our Sony MVP of the game. It has to be Kid Bomba. Finally getting that Terizla, the Rizzler. He didn't die, right, in that game?
Yeah, did it. And this is always the problem if there is a Terizla that gets a double kill. You get to your War Axe very easily so that you have a lot of impact combined with an Alpha that deals true damage in an AoE with the passives as well. That's a lot of early game damage that you'll have to be facing.
Not to mention the Rupture.
Exactly. You don't even put the Harriet into consideration at that point. So yeah, it's difficult to play the Fredrin, but I do understand why the Fredrin was picked up in this game.
Something I do have to say, though, I've seen certain players, certain players going for the Terizla. They have moved from using the Rupture to now using the Thrill, and it actually looks very, very strong, where even with 0 damage items, the damage is just insane. Now we gotta look at the MVP Kid Bomba. 9 KDA, 60% kills, but the big numbers is how much damage that he absorbed, and he's still fine.
I hope the gentleman over my right is happy seeing Kid Bomba at the MVP screen.
I mean, last year's end-of-year report for the Bombanatics looked much better, and I have to look forward to M6 to be able to make it up to the board. But here today, I'm glad that our boy Kid Bomba got an MVP performance. Something to note about the kill participation and like the carry-based stats shown as an MVP, those don't tell the full story of what he does to be able to like. What I'd like to think of as a Kid Bomba Terizla is a lethal enforcer.
A lethal?
He's a bodyguard that would rather not use what he has to be able to stop the incoming damage, but when he has to, he does the job done. Like you know how he killed what was that, Maro walking away, and then he just let the revenge strike do its job, and he was just like, sorry, he has a hammer. He just recalled right there.
Anyways, for you guys at home, make sure you guys actually cast your votes. Who do you guys think is going to win? Cast your predictions. Because again, this is the STC predictions. Make sure you guys go to stcplay.gg. Let us know who's going to be winning this match. Is it going to be Twisted Minds, or as per game number 1, is it going to be Team Spirit? With that being said, honestly, keep this website in mind, stcplay.gg, because the final game of the day, we need to know your thoughts. It's going to be Homeboys or TLPH. With that being said, our gentleman, again, has been giving us a lot of good info. But I hear that we have a report coming in from our Aces ROG reporter. Eterna, what you got?
Hi guys, it's Eterna, and we are outside the Amazon stage right now with Nico as well as Zinan. We're going to ask them who and which team they are supporting right now. So we'll start with you, Nico.
I support Liquid Echo and AP Brand and also Onyx, Fnatic Onyx.
Okay, so 3 teams. What about you?
For me, it's Fanatico, Nick, AP Brand, and Echo.
All right, so we have, similarity between the three teams, right? We're seeing, Filipino teams as well. Are you guys from the Philippines?
Yeah. I'm from Philippines.
Yeah, we are from Philippines.
Okay, that's great. So what is your prediction for the finals? Because technically, Team Liquid has already come to the point where they're going to make it to the knockouts. But if you guys had to make your predictions for top 3 later in the knockout stage, who would it be?
Top 3. For me, Liquid Echo, Onyx, and AP Brand.
Same, defending champion, Fnatic, Onyx, AP Ren, and Echo.
Okay, so we have some mixed reviews here, mixed predictions. So we're going to throw it back to the studio. Thank you guys so much.
You know what? It's crazy that they actually zoomed out because in my head I was like, wow, Eternal looks tall there.
Oh, we were thinking the same thing.
Right?
Yeah,
We thought Eternal looks tall, right?
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Speaking of which, I want to ask our casters, Mirko, Nice, do you guys thought Eternal looked tall there? Because she looked to be tall.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, she did. Hey, we're happy to be here. I'm surprised also Eterna's out there withstanding all the weather out there, man. It's hot.
I mean, she can handle it, right? She's not that tall. She's pretty far away from the sun.
Frederick,
Mirko,
Wow.
Joseph, tell him to not say that.
Mirko, here's the
Wow.
like,
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
Mirko, I think you won't get the makeup remover now. You gotta go forget it. But again, thank you very much. Nice as well as Mirko. If you guys didn't catch it, that's our casters for this series and the series coming up next. Speaking of coming up next, game number 2, boys. Team Spirit looking pretty good. Getting the Rizzler. Will the Rizzler be let go again?
No, I'm gonna put my foot down.
All right.
Okay.
Look at his foot.
Yeah, it's actually like on the down.
You know, my foot is down.
Yeah, they gotta steal it. They gotta steal it. Put on Sanji with 2 eyes or ban it hard. That's it. That's my take.
So were you already satisfied with one towards the game for Kid Bomba? You're okay with that? You're set with that?
Yeah, I think rather we now go for diversity.
Okay.
Lapu-lapu.
Okay.
That's a Kid Bomba
Oh,
hero.
That's Kid Bomba
Okay.
hero.
That's a Kid Bomba hero.
Lapu-lapu.
Hey, when it comes to diversity, my wish list today, if not, it might not come from Kid Bomba himself, but my wish list today is Bane Jungle. That's all.
Bane!
That's always in my list.
All right.
What are you talking about? That's
Yeah, well, we have the same wish list.
from who?
Yeah, so
Doesn't matter who.
Doesn't matter.
who.
Doesn't matter
Bane
who.
Jungle is great.
Marl,
No, okay.
Hoda.
Okay, Hoda, yes. Maybe
Not
not Maru.
Marl.
Oh, Marl. Okay, you know what?
Yeah,
my bad,
Marl,
my bad.
okay.
I was confused. But
Bane Rome?
you know what? We need Beloy on that. If
Franco
Beloy,
and Bane together.
if Beloyski says Bane Rome is legit, it's legit.
Yep,
You can't argue with the Beloy.
for sure, for sure.
My peers.
Get a Bane
Anyways,
That's a
fanboy.
Bane voice line.
Right now we're looking at the teams. They're about to get ready for the draft, and we're already looking at the teams discussing it. Maybe they're like, maybe we should give them what they want. Bane, EXP.
That's pretty normal in ranked games.
Not in my rank games.
That's like that's a nothing pick. You know what I mean?
Okay. It's a nothing pick. All right.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I would wish for the Franco from Maro, if Maro is
True.
playing.
Just one for the road.
One for the
One for old time's sake. Yeah.
sake, yeah.
Throwing back as far as M4.
Yeah, I think the most recent Maro
Harley
Franco
Rope.
Dessa was MPLI from recent MPLI in Jakarta. So
Yeah.
that's one there. I would also want to see Harley, but not in Rome actually.
In jungle?
Jungle perhaps.
Honestly, jungle.
Or
is
mid.
fine.
Jungle or mid. Zask is also one of my wish list.
We saw Zaska record twice so far in MSC, right?
Was it during the wild card?
One
It
in
was a
wild card,
right? Yeah.
one in groups.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay,
I
so
remember the wild card
scratch
coming in from Bob, and he did well.
Okay.
He did very well. But now again for this matchup, I actually agree with you, gentlemen. It's like if I want to see anything interesting, it's definitely in the jungle, right? Because I feel like EXP is locked down, the goal lane is definitely locked down. The mid you have a few.
You have a lot actually.
You have a lot of good picks in mid. You even see fighters in mid.
Oh,
Fighters in mid.
Charizla mid.
Charizla
That
mid.
happened. Okay.
Imagine Team Spirit actually gets the Charizla, but then it's like, you know what? I still want the Lapu. Someone else take this Charizla away from me.
Yeah.
That's pretty bombastic.
That's pretty
That seems like a Coach Bren. Let me get Trizla. Psych.
Yep.
Give it a Sunset Lover.
And I wonder what Coach Lyric has to say about that. I think, so Tarzan is it?
Oh, there's a switch up.
All right.
It's the Morrow Tarzan variant.
Tarzan variant.
Of Twisted Minds.
Yep. Tarzan yet to be unlocked, I would say. DLC.
I get it. But either way, right now again,
I'd like
Team Spirit's first pick, Twisted Mind second pick.
I'd like to correct something I mentioned maybe 2 days ago.
What did you say?
It's Tarzan who is in doctorate school. It's Tarzan who has an MD.
Oh, really?
Not Troll.
Dude, that's still impressive. Doesn't matter who it is.
Wow, wait. You mean like a MLBB player, like a doctor?
That heals people, yes, like in real life.
Wow.
Like if I get sick.
Yes.
Wow.
A lot of the players at Twisted Minds have great education.
No, they do. I've heard.
That's right.
Sanji.
Sanji. If I'm not mistaken, Sanji with 2 eyes is an engineer.
What?
Wolf, I just got a diploma.
What?
Why is that crazy?
Why are you achievers?
You got a degree?
I play Mobile Legends, bro.
All right, there
He's
you go.
married to the game.
I'm married to the game, bro.
Here we go.
You know who doesn't want to join this conversation?
Who?
Gideon. We're jumping straight into the draft here. Valentino first pick for Team Spirit. And again, just to recap, they bat out the Ling Angela as well as Moscow. Twisted Minds batting out the Chip, Louis as well as Harif. Speaking of which, I wonder how's the education for our casters.
Let's shift to a different. Why don't we just focus on the draft?
Yeah.
Like Roger, for example, is available right now.
You want to pick up a Fanny?
Terizla.
Early. Because I think Team Spirit would pick up the Terizla in a heartbeat if it swings back.
Minotaur Terizla?
Oh yeah, but Minotaur is more of a TS pick.
No, I mean like afterwards. After the pick coming in from Twisted Minds,
That's right.
pick up the Minotaur Terizla.
Roger Terry, there you go.
What I tell you.
You told us Terizla.
Yeah, he actually told us Terizla.
Yeah, you actually did tell us.
Right?
We remember that.
Thanks, Lyric.
So you answer with Minotaur as well as
Claude?
apparently. But yeah, Minotaur is very natural. Claude is also very natural.
Minotaur is also shorter than I thought.
Yeah.
You would assume he's huge.
To be fair, Valentina is floating.
Oh yeah, so additional height, additional verticality.
Yeah,
I
like
would say.
2 feet off the air. So
Yes, sir.
makes sense.
So do you pick up the Cho if you're Twisted Minds, or do you pick up Arlet?
Fanny.
Fanny?
It's crazy,
Or
but you
Mr.
know,
Tarzan?
who knows, right? You want to switch it up? Hayabusa. You know what? We haven't seen the landslide in a minute.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
I mean, it is Tarzan.
It's Tarzan. That's true. This is Tarzan. It's a good.
on.
Wolf, it's a good pick. All right.
And no,
We
but
have our wish list, but it's a good pick.
I understand. Like, yeah, sure. First 6 heroes of the draft, meta heroes. Okay.
I died a little knowing it's not a Bane, but
Yeah.
K-Sera.
All right. But yeah, I do agree with you, Lafel. This is a very strong opposition from Twisted Minds. Not that scared about the Valentina, obviously. Basha works especially well against the 2 heroes of Team Spirit because it doesn't give a big ultimate to Valentina. At the same time, you neuter the healing potential of this
True.
of this Minotaur.
You can delay your dominance ice. It's fine.
That's right. Yeah, very good pick.
That relieves your economy.
Farmis is gonna be banned here from Team Spirit. Apart from the X-Borg, you maybe a ban Alpha, actually.
Actually, the Alpha sounds like a pretty legit ban. If not, you can ban on something like the Arlet, the Yuzong, like really respecting Kip Bomba's hero pool.
Gentlemen, it's happening again. Mid lane's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Look at this. What else do you play in mid now if the Vexana gets banned out by Team Spirit?
Farsa.
Farsa, Novario, but they're not the best. I would say Farsa is pretty good. I think that's worth the ban.
I would prefer the Farsa, but what if Twisted Minds picks it up first?
That's
Hey.
Yep. So okay, you ban Farsa, I would say, much better. Or yeah, Vexana.
Either or, right? Either or.
Either or, then they pick up what's left, and then what?
And then Twisted Mind was like, psych, Terizla mid. Okay, I'm reaching. But you know, it's like
Yeah, I
we gotta
understand.
make this, look good.
Vex or Farsa, what are you gonna leave out?
I think Farsa. Yep.
Yeah, Farsa.
Okay.
So you leave the Vex. Vex is great versus the Minotaur. No, the Varia is okay.
I prefer the Vex too, though, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a good wombo combo. The penalty zone into the Eternal Guard.
Yep.
The penalty guard.
Yeah. The PZEG.
Yeah.
What?
PZ.
PZEG.
Zeg.
Eternal Guard.
Oh, yeah.
Ease.
Ooh.
Oh, Kadira. That was not what I was thinking about. It's gonna be hard to catch this Claude though.
You know what? That's still a flex if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, could be Rome from
It
Maro.
could be Rome. It could be Rome.
Oh, and
Rome.
Maro. It's a Tams, and then we'll be backed up with a jungler. Alpha looks good.
Yeah, no.
Ling is banned.
Not impossible that maybe. No. We're far off of 2022 to see a Tams in the jungle.
Yeah, far off.
I miss those days.
I wonder if they play Dyroth. Dyroth looks really good for the comps against Charizard as well as the Baksha. That's the jungler, I mean. But yeah, Alpha probably is the pick here for Team Spirit. Julian.
We talked about how Julian was supposed to be a hot pick, but most of the teams are not picking up.
In the lineups that it really wants to be in, they always just find the ban. But here it just fits in perfectly, and can confirm now that is a mid Kadira.
It's the Air and Sea.
The Air and Sea combo. And with that being said, Naisu as well as Mirko, we've seen the drafts. The drafts look great. Everything is completed. All that's left to do is to let you guys do your work. So you know what? Here you go.
Thanks so much, gentlemen on the desk. Air and sea. So what are we missing here, Mirko? Are we missing land?
We're missing some earth, some fire. Technically, with the skins, we might get that, right? It depends on what skins they go for.
Yeah.
I really hope the Kadita uses the new Heart of the Sea skin.
Heart of the Sea? Well, let's see if that's going to happen as we get loaded into the Land of Dawn once again. Game number 2 here. We already know Team Spirit got game 1 under control early on. And we'll see if Twisted Minds have something up the sleeves here or in their minds to bring it to a 1-to-1 again. They won't go forward to the knockout stage, but they might as well come out with a win as their last games here for the group stage. But now, looking at things fall into place, you know, I had the same sentiments, man, when that Baksha was locked in. I was like, come on, I was with Leo hoping to see the Bane come through.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to tell the analysts and everybody watching back at home, we actually do have another perspective to the drafts. We have a very different look at the drafts, compared to the analysts. And we did see a very interesting pick get hovered over. So our disappointment was amplified by so much more. Troll already forced to flicker early on. Here we do see a heart as well there. Actually, it's the rough Breath of the Ocean was able to be used up onto Kid Bomba, forcing him back, but he still has that vengeance. Tarzan in enemy jungle. Marl going to be able to invade, taking it away, picking up level 4 as well, now getting chased down. He doesn't have the enhanced sword as Sawo might be forced to sacrifice his life, but even then, Marl, now with the chain going at it, back and forth, Troll won't be able to get the kill down, but the Petrify locks him down with the wave, but no, Cuffin won't be able to secure the kill on Marl and Sunset Lover, who turns it around on Twisted Minds.
I surely thought that was a kill there. I thought that was going to be picked up, but at least for both sides, they get the 1-for-1 so far. But a lot of early aggression here to start things off. And with that, it'll lead both teams in a comfortable position for the first turtle if they really want to compete. Because earlier, like we mentioned, Twisted Minds, they weren't able to really compete for the objectives in the previous game. They did have a little, change here. We do have Tarzan in the jungle this time around with a Baksha. And although, we were hoping for something else, we saw a glimpse of it.
Oh, man.
This could still work out pretty well.
Tarzan is not even level 4 yet here,
not yet.
So the fact that Marl was able to invade, stealing away a camp and securing his own, he's 2 levels ahead, forcing Tarzan to go to the purple buff. And now for Marl, looks like they're already setting up Team Spirit for the next turtle. Marl will be going for it straight up here with the enhanced scythe as well, using that skill rotation as Kid Bomba tries to zone Sanji away with help with Sunset Lover. Pops in some damage. Sanji forced back instantly. Now with the enhanced scythe and a good disengage from Sawo, they'll be able to get the turtle for free. Bomba jumps forward. Not much they can do right now as the Scythe will connect on the Troll again. Penalty zone now straight up with the rough waves. And Minute Fury won't be able to be popped in. Cuffin finding a double. It's a trade. 2 kills for the neutral objective. But Sunset Lover picks up a kill with the rough waves in the mid lane.
I was going to say, that was really great for Twisted Minds, but you know, it was good that for Team Spirit, they got an answer back at least through it. So, you know, they clap back, but they still get the objective. So Team Spirit, as long as they keep that up, you know, we're talking about the lead as well in the jungle that they had. But honestly, Tarzan, I don't feel like that's going to worry. He's not going to be too worried about it. His job is really to be that front line, that tank. He rotates really quickly around the map. They can utilize the fact that they have Troll here on this Kaja pick. It looks like, oh, mid lane played, not going to find it though, so that's what I was going to say. Utilize Troll, use that Divine Judgment. He used it that time, but able to stay alive there for Sunset Lover. We're taking a look at the items real quick. Things falling into place here. No first items really locked in just yet, but they'll go ahead and try to, whoa, that was, could have been close there.
That was very, very close. Cuffin still able to evade the Petrify. Now back up for him to go for a trade, but Team Spirit already looking to pressure the bottom lane. Sawo trying to read it out. Troll does have to find. No, he actually doesn't. So it should be an easy disengage for Team Spirit. Nothing to really lock them down. The Sunset Lover still waiting in that bush, trying to go for an ambush. Marl will go straight into the purple buff with the chain and the enhanced side, trying to steal away. Troll still doesn't have the Divine Judgment, not just yet. And the Retribution will be there for Marl to pick it up 2 levels ahead with the chain, immobilizing them and getting out with the enhanced sword.
So Marl's still holding on to the lead he had against Tarzan for now. And, you know, if they continue to play around the advantage, this could be just another turtle in their hands. They have a lot of utility available.
Sano gonna be knocked up. Here Hiko. A few more shots should do it, but Sano is able to flicker out back to his tier 1. Troll finally getting the Divine Judgment, waiting in that bush together with my Troll with a flicker forward into Divine Judgment, right into the Breath of the Ocean. But now, seems like Marl is a bit off there with the range of the enhanced chain, unable to go for the knockup onto anyone. Bomba walking back and forth. No Divine Judgment to play with. Marl going to be knocked up by the penalty zone as Tarzan dives in deep as well. But no, gets completely obliterated and the turtle gets stolen away too. Now it's Team Spirit who get an amazing trade off the board. It's a kill and a turtle.
Okay, killing a turtle for now. They'll be able to work around that. And like we said, you know, objective-wise, Team Spirit will continue on with that. They'll play this lead that they have in terms of objectives. But if Twisted Minds can somehow continue to get some pick-off potential, then they'll go ahead and turn the tide in their favor. And they have to utilize Troll like they've been doing. You can already see Cuffin is online. He's got the 3 kills. And that's why Sunset Lover, you see him oftentimes taking the rough ways. He takes Cuffin's ultimate. He tries to replicate the same thing over here for Team Spirit and work around with that. But ultimately, Twisted Minds is going to be okay as long as they just keep farming up, getting the gold where they need to. And once again, my question with the Roger gold lane pick, looks like Sano's going to be forced out of lane.
Oh. With the chain, Sano still able to escape. There's no burst here. Marl decided to go for the knockup instead of the immobilization to go for some more damage. Tarzan, shield unity towards Marl. He pops the chain down just in case Coven wants to go in, and he utilizes that sword to escape. It's a purple buff secure for Tarzan.
Okay, so they get that. Tarzan's going to actually get that buff. He's fine. And meanwhile, once again, it's pretty much just both teams kind of feeling the areas out. They want to go ahead and start looking towards these tier 1s. Sanji?
Up top, going to be 2v1 into the Sunset Lover rough waves that he stole away from Cuff in the mid lane. Seems Team Spirit, they have the neutral objective lead, and they're going to be equalizing there as well. Enhanced chain against Tarzan. He forces out that Puissance from Tarzan.
Yep, quite tanky still, you know, even if he is technically behind and able to work around this. But, you know, that's the thing is, because of the pick-off potential for Twisted Minds here, Mirko, they can work around that. They can use that to build up. And going back to the point with Sano, okay, Hiko?
Flicker forward, blazing to win now by Hiko. He goes back to the battle mirror image. An absolutely amazing outplay. But now gets caught in the Petrify, but now it's going to be Sawo who flickers forward, trying to disengage. Gets caught in the Divine Judgment together with Hiko. And Sano punishes them for trying to go for that 2v3.
Meanwhile, up top, Sanji is going to be able to get this kill against Kid Bomba.
Vengeance going at it. Now Bomba trying to go for it. Sanji will be able to flicker out of that engagement, and Marl will secure a free turtle as he walks up towards the enemy jungle, trying to go for the invade. Trying to go for Sanji too there.
Man, I feel like Marl's having the time of his life. Let's take a look at the replay. He goes back, so this is already after the BMI. Great catch, great read there from Twisted Minds to go ahead and deal with this, and they'll get Sawo. You know, of course, after that, there's some trades happening here, and of course, the objective is also taken. So I feel like Twisted Minds making good plays like this, good reads, But the thing is, how do they stop Marl? How do they stop? Because Marl's having a great time in the jungle, man. He's farming up. Look at the items he's already got locked in, working on the next tier. Even though, just look at, he's only got one item locked in. Oh, there's a pull.
Right into the breath of the ocean and the rough waves. Tarzan picking up the kill right now as the Minis Fury gets popped down too, and now it's going to be 3 knockups onto Tarzan, who's still able to so-call that damage in. Troll immobilized, but still able to dash out as Sanji also try to really go for the lockdown earlier with the penalty zone, but is unable to really find anyone else except for Bamba. 1-0, but Team Spirit still have the map prio. Hiko in the bottom lane taking a few hits from that hammer of Sanji as he swings it. Now he picks up the Queen's Wings.
Yeah, he's got that. And that's what I was saying. You know, Twisted Minds, for the most part, to stay in this game, they just got to focus on farming up, utilizing their power spikes like this with, like I said, with Troll. But meanwhile, for Sano, he's 2-0 on this Roger that really hasn't been able to shine too much from the gold lane, but he's already set himself up really well for this game, because later on, once they get those knockups, once the penalty zones are landed and everything else, he should be able to have a decent time to go in, pop that Warcry emblem, and then get the damage out with the Lycan bounce and get out. That's what they're hoping for when they get near these objective fights, because look at the control that Team Spirit has. They're going to go ahead and set up already around this Lord. Conceal going to be used, though.
A desperate attempt now with the flicker as well. Hiko reads it, but he walks in to a different part. I think he canceled the Divine Judgment Troll. It's still up.
Still has it.
Troll didn't tap it in time there, even though he got close to Hiko. Now it's going to be Sanji, who's punished just a bit with the Enhanced Scythe. Half of his HP taken away, but he does still have to sustain right now as Kid Bamba will be the target, but it's going to be misplaced. Breath of the Ocean, vengeance down for Kid Bamba, paying a whole lot of resources. 3 people knocked up together with a blazing duet. Now Hiko still able to space out away from the penalty zone, and that's going to be Marl jumping in with the Enhanced Sword, doing a lot of damage together with Sunset Lover. Still caught in the midst of it all. Sanji swinging the hammer down as the Enhanced Sword will be used up again. Sunset Lover steals away the rough waves, trying to escape. Sana go for the chase down into Word Marl, but he gets the sword again. Marl, the escape artist.
What an escape! And they're going to go back and get Sanji.
Sanji swinging the hammer down Marl. Oh, he went in a bit too aggressively. Now Sunset Lover going to be caught down in the Breath of the Ocean, straight into the Divine Judgment. That's come back up. What a long team fight. 2 times we saw Troll get the Divine Judgment. That's how long the team fight was.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what the replay is going to show there, because look at this. A great setup from both teams to fight this out. It was very extended. Marl, this is part of the Great Escape, able to survive. Sano as well goes for him, tries to chase him down, but escapes through that. But it all leads us to this Lord. Now by both teams want to go ahead and secure this first big objective in terms of the Lords for now. Twisted Minds, if they somehow are able to get this, it'll give them that advantage they've been looking for. Sano still, like I said, having a great game on this Roger that does find some difficulty on really approaching some of these fights from the gold lane perspective. But it looks like no team wants to commit to this just yet. Tarzan might go ahead and dance this one off. They can rely on Troll to start a fight. The flicker is available just about, so they'll be able to make a play around it. And with that, Cuffin too, he has the Petrify. Interestingly enough, Conceal going to be used. They're going to force them back.
Great escape. Even by Bamba in that bush now, walking back up, trying to bait out that Divine Judgment away from Troll. He knows if he takes the brunt of the engages from Twisted Minds, it's going to be great for his team. And he does bait out the Divine Judgment, but he gets caught in the Breath of the Ocean, pops into Vengeance just in time, and will be able to sustain and soak in all the damage. 3 ultimates. I mean, we don't count Sano's ult, right? That's back up in like 5 seconds. But 2 big ultimates now, Cuffin, Troll, and that will definitely give Team Spirit the free Lord. 11 minutes in, it's not enhanced, so for Twisted Minds, they can still defend.
Hey, Team Spirit knew what they wanted. Right? They got the ultimates out. They tried to bait out that Divine Judgment, which eventually they did get. Kid Bomba able to survive through it with the vengeance on this Thamus. And with that, they'll go ahead, take the Lord. They take a couple turrets off that. So Twisted Minds, you know, they'll find themselves on the defense here. I will still say, though, they could actually have a good defense if they're able to control the setup potential from Team Spirit. Part of that, once again, is if Troll can get that Divine Judgment off this time, because Kid Bomba is not the target that they want to find. If they can get Marl, if they can get Hiko somehow, but they got to work through the Purify as well. So Twisted Minds has to pull something amazing off to make this work. Troll's going to take a couple of shots to get forced out from this. They're trying to hold down the tier 2 Lord going down the bottom side, a whole lot of damage on Sanji, but he's going to be fine for now. So Twisted Minds, how are they going to approach this defense?
Team Spirit are doing a good job right now, trying to go for the slow push in the bottom lane, but it seems Troll and Sano and Tarzan will be able to get down in the bottom lane a bit faster to get rid of the Lord. So technically for Team Spirit, they won't have the Lord here to attack the base turrets. Maybe the plan isn't even to go for the base turret. Now a knock up on the Tarzan penalty zone to lock 2 members down, but Hiko will be able to escape with a battle mirror image. Now Sawo with the minions, Fury knocking 3 members up into another knockup as Kid Bomba dives in deep, making it so that Twisted Minds can't really do anything back. They get a pick off on tomorrow, but with Sanji and Tarzan down, it's still so worth it for Team Spirit. Sunset Lover even, look at how comfortable he is in the enemy base, just walking up, standing there menacingly.
Menacingly, right? Just looking at him. And with that, he's holding on to Roger's ultimate as well. That form here, the wolf form, like and found, that he can use. Oh. Okay.
He canceled that.
He canceled that. Yep, able to work around it. They'll get the turret off of this, so they don't need the Lord to help them get to these base turrets. This was actually just great team fighting from Team Spirit to work around against Twisted Minds.
Crazy reaction time. Hiko, you need to time it perfectly.
They
canceled the Divine Judgment. That was a flicker. That was a blink. He reacted to the blink. Hiko, great reaction time. Amazing mechanics on this kid. 14 minutes in, and that, in all the plays that has led up to that play, that's the tilter.
That's the tilter. That might have just been it, but for Twisted Minds. Let's take a look how the items are falling into place. Of course, Guardian Helm now picked up here for Tarzan. He's taken a lot of damage, so he needs that sustainability to pop off when he's not in combat, heal back up here, because it's really up to him and also for Sanji. Sanji, of course, on this Terizla, tanky in a way because of the body of Smith, but also picked up the Athena shield, has the War Axe, can go ahead and be some of that front line if they have to. They're trying to set up once again here. They're going to get spotted out, forced out of that bush in the mid lane. Lord's now up, though. Team Spirit has the control around this side of the map, so it's up to Twisted Minds to approach this. Looks like they want to fight.
Enhanced chain. Oh, forced out the poisons now on the backline. Troll trying to go over to the Divine Judgment, but gets knocked up, and it's amazing from Team Spirit to disengage. Baiting out a conceal, baiting out a big ultimate from Tarzan, and Bomba is just screening them, trying to read out all the movements. Tarzan not even able to go for the shield unity. Troll again, dashing forward, trying to go for the Divine Judgment, but he can't go onto Bomba. He's bought so much time. Marl deleted the Lord. This time, it'll be a bit different. It's an enhanced one for Team Spirit, and they're going to be looking to take at least all of the base turrets down.
Definitely so. I'm still surprised at how fast a Julian can scale up like this and take down the Lord like that. And on that, you know, we saw some great escapes earlier. Now he's got the Winter's Crown. You know, he's got that available to play into that if he wants to go ahead and just pop that freeze for a little bit longer. Pull.
Divine Judgment again. Samo this time will be picked off. That's a big pick. And now, with no minions, Fury with 1 member down, Twisted Minds should still be able to defend this siege. Sano, though, already very, very low earlier. Sunset Lover still like it for him. Tomorrow, trying to go for the enhanced chain. Unfortunately, unable to go onto Sano. Troll, no Divine Judgment, so Kid Bomba will be able to posture up aggressively. Great management from Twisted Minds, clearing up the mid lane, then the top side, and letting the bottom lane flow in, isolating the Lord, and now defending to see another few minutes of this game.
I think that's great, man. They used Troll just to take out Sao, and because Sao is not there to potentially set up with Minoan Fury, Twisted Mind buy themselves some more time into the game. That single decision really helped them keep them into this game, keep it together. They buy themselves time to farm up the items that they need. And again, Sano has done a good job at playing this Roger, being able to find his own entry point. Sometimes you might see him going 1v1 with Sunset Lover, but for the most part, he's really patient on the entries. And that's what they got to do. If they want to get to a point where, all right, Lord's coming up in a minute and a half, we want to be able to contest it. Troll now has the immortality, mind you, so he can actually go ahead and utilize that flicker. If they can get a key target and work against the couple immortalities you see there from Team Spirit, this could give Twisted Minds the advantage they need approaching the objective here.
It's all about finding the key targets, but it's been a bit tough to do that in these skirmishes. With Bomba, Sawo always in the front lines, they really have a lot of tools to actually disengage or to actually soak in the damage. For Sawo, you know, it's a disengage. You get the knock-up down, you kind of stop that pick-off from happening. For Kid Bomba, he's just like, yeah, I'll take it. It's okay, you know, just Divine Judgment, no problem. I got that vengeance. And look at him. He's posturing up, walking up to everybody. This is the Bomba mentality that we all fell in love with back in M5. That's why Leo created that fan base, man. The Bombanatics.
Bombanatics. I thought they upgraded now. Didn't upgrade? Isn't there a new term? I don't know.
I still heard him say Bombanatics, but maybe it could be like...
No, I think he's waiting for it to sign off, but you know, Bombanatics will go with that for now because Kid Bomba so far, that's what he's doing on this Thamus.
Look at him.
Oh, he's just going to jump in.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Now onto Cuffin, forcing the oddity back. And Cuffin can only just respect it because, again, if they all in onto Bomba, if they use their resources onto Bomba, they lose. At least earlier, you know, it was just the Vengeance. Now it's a Vengeance and an Immortality.
You know what they're missing, man?
What?
Just mines. Instead of the Baksha, they should have went with the Akai.
Oh, the Akai.
Yep. And then gone with the skin. That might have been the answer.
I can't. Oh, that's true. You know, if the Kung Fu Panda did go up against General Kai, maybe it'll be a bit different. But knowing how that early game played out, even with the Baksha, I think it would be a little bit too scary to go for the Akai. Very slow clear speed. Tarzan was already out farm, but this time level 15. So Troll, that's the divine judgment, gets caught up in Sunset Lover. An amazing read, right into him in his Fury. Sawo knocks 4 members up in the back line, and Bomba's just standing there, swinging the spears, or whatever you want to call that weapon. Sanji zoned away, now getting caught in the enhanced chain, forced to flicker out. Sano gets baited in, Vital Winter truncheons. Sunset Lover buys the Immortality, and now 2 members down. They don't even need to go for the Lord. Hiko with the Battle Mirror image forward. Blazing Duet, not quite in range there, but still, they'll be able to go for the clear into the wave. Sanji trying to go for the defense right now with the help of Sano. That's a penalty zone into the back line, trying to zone them away with the Breath of the Ocean as well, but Cuffin has no rough waves. The Vengeance is there, and nobody is able to deal with them. Only the Immortality is taken down by Twisted Minds. Team Spirit, it's a 2-0 in their final game of MSC.
And Team Spirit will go ahead and rally up for the last game, getting a sweep against Twisted Minds. And man, what a game for them. What a series that we got to see from Team Spirit. A little reminiscent of what we've seen in the